Okay, dear students, before we begin today's lesson, let me tell you something about my childhood. Okay, now let me begin from my birth. Ever since it was known that my mother was going to deliver a baby, I was the first child of my parents. So everybody thought it is going to be a baby boy. I don't know, some astrologer, a palmist, they had seen my mother's palms and they had said it was a baby boy. My mummy was thrilled, everybody in the family was thrilled. My father was happy, but he always wanted a daughter. And then, when the date came, a baby girl was born. Everybody's face became very small. Even my mother, she said, "Oh, it's a girl, it's not a boy. How come?" She was saying. But my father, he was the one who was so thrilled, and he immediately gave me a name, and he was so happy to see me, and he came to see me in the hospital. So I don't know, maybe from that I was always more close to my papa. I was my papa's pet. For everything my papa would always take my side. I don't know about you, maybe you are mama's pets. My brother came ultimately next. After a few years, my brother came along and my mummy was happy. So my brother is my mama's pet and I was my daddy's pet. Fine. So it's always, no matter how much you love your parents, there is always a special niche in your heart for a parent, isn't it? Even now my mother, during lockdown, see, my mother lives in the city, but she doesn't live with me. She lives away. Now, after my father's death, she's living all alone, but she's managing fine. But I feel bad for her. I make all the arrangements. I send certain stuff for her. I don't allow her to go out at all. She hasn't stepped out of home ever since the lockdown has begun. So I've always made arrangements so that I took care of her, and I call her every day. After your classes in the morning, I call her in the afternoon. So she also waits for my call and we chat for some time, and then we start our work, the other work. So it's important. See, parents always have a special place in our hearts, but there's always a special parent, and sometimes you indulge in some kind of partiality sometimes, and you have a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun in the family, and all this is missed by those children who are single children. I feel sorry for them. Really, there's a lot of fun when you have a sibling, and then you can fight over your parents. He's my mummy, she's my mummy, and you're. So we are also going to talk about a daddy's girl today. Okay, so you have the best days of your life, the PDF. Okay, the best days of my life. We are going to talk about. Okay, let me try to give you some clues, and you could guess who it is about. It is a daddy's pet girl. Okay, so you know it's a she. Fine. Second clue, she is a famous writer and she writes for children. And okay, I know you're going in a different direction. Maybe you need to think, wait for the other clues also. Now, she wrote stories specially for children, and she wrote specially about, her famous bestseller book was when she wrote about 5 children together. Now you got the clue? Yes, it was not what you thought. Okay, so it is the other one, and you are right. It is Enid Blyton. Enid Blyton is the name of the author. She looked like this. Did you know that Enid Blyton was a lady? Yes, she is a lady, and you can see she lived from 1897 to 1968. Okay, now why is Enid Blyton so famous? That we need to know. Now we all know about her stories. Now you know which is that. Famous 5, Secret 7, Nancy Drew Tales. I'm sure you must have read at least a few of Famous 5 stories. I was in love with them. I was addicted to Famous 5 when I was in class 5 or 6. Even in class 7, I couldn't let go of my Enid Blyton books. I loved her, really. And she wrote such wonderful stories. And the best thing about her stories was the way she would describe lots of lovely food. I'm a foodie, you can make out. nice and plump, huh? So I love to eat food, different kinds of food and delicacies, and the way she would describe, oh, amazing. The way they all used to go out on a camp, and the way they used to pack all the food, and they used to have fun and adventure, definitely. The mystery. And my favorite character was, now I'm not going to tell you everything. You have to tell me too. So we'll meet in the Zoom class and we'll discuss who are your favorite characters. And if anybody has not read an Enid Blyton book, a famous 5 book, you can take out your Kindle, or maybe you can from Amazon also, Prime. I'm sure all of you are members of Amazon Prime, most of you. So you can download the Kindle on the Amazon Prime and read at least one famous 5 story. If you can't finish it, no problem. You can start it now and then you can end it in the summer vacations. When you get the summer vacations, then you can read one story of Enid Blyton. Now, Enid Blyton was one of the most popular and prolific. Remember, I had given you this word of the day to one of the classes. I don't remember which one of you, but prolific authors of children's book in English. In a 40-year writing span, so my God, 40 years she wrote, and more than 700 books, okay, that have been translated into 70 languages. So when do you translate something? When it is a bestseller, when it is so famous that you feel like there is a demand for the book in other languages. So in 70 languages they have been translated and have sold over 400 million copies throughout the world. That's quite a lot. Some of her stories aimed at young readers featured pixies, elves, goblins, fairies, or the characters of the world of toys. Yes, which one? Noddy, my favorite. I could never let go of my Noddy books, Noddy comics. And he looked so cute with that red cap and red cheeks and that red car. Oof, I could die for Noddy. Really, such an adorable character, Noddy series. If you haven't read Noddy, you must read. You must have a look at Noddy. Okay. But among her adventure and mystery books for older children, the most famous series is that of the famous 5 characters. Now, I'm not going to tell you the names of those famous 5 characters, though it's written in the book, but you're going to tell me in this Zoom class, okay? The 5 characters, famous 5. Now, this line, if you are following the PDF, all of you should have downloaded the PDF by now. Gautam Buddha you have downloaded. So, in the same PDF, Enid Blyton is also there. Enid Blyton is on page 85, okay? Teamwork, courage, please underline or highlight. Honesty and a lively curiosity about the environment, besides elaborate descriptions of good food, are the hallmarks of her books. That's why she was my favorite. While she has the distinction of having introduced whole generation of young readers to the pleasures of books, her writing became a source of controversy. Now, sometimes in Britain, she wrote about certain races. So maybe the whites and the blacks, and she got into some little controversies, but that's beside the point. That is always there. Controversies are always associated with popular and successful people. Modi is no less. There are so many people who like Modi, but there are also many people who do not like him. So there is always, famous people will always have their positives and negatives, and they will always be criticized. But the sheer popularity of her books outlived the controversy, no matter how much controversies they had. But when you read her books, you forget everything. So beautiful, you get lost in that world. She creates such a world of magic in her books that you then other things seem immaterial, proving how successfully she has been able to ignite the imagination of millions of children. See, she wrote in a time where there was no Google. Now this Google Baba has come and he has disrupted everybody's imagination. You don't have to imagine. Oh, how is a hummingbird? How does it look like? You don't have to describe. Just go to Google, hummingbird, images, and you get the picture. Then there's no imagination. That is the beauty of reading a book and seeing a movie. There are 2 different experiences. Some who are visual learners, they like audio visual. So I'm here before you I'm not in person, I'm in front of the screen. So you may like me better. Maybe you wouldn't have liked me so much if I had come face to face. Maybe. Okay. So audiovisual learners, they have the impact of screen. Okay. But there are some people like me, I'm sure. There are some people like me who love books, who cherish books, and who like to read. So it's for them. And Enid Blyton was definitely a favorite amongst those people. So I begin reading now, and we'll come to that part where she was her daddy's little girl. Okay. Oh, Enid, have you been sitting with your nose in a book the whole time I've been gone? Said Teresa despairingly to her daughter as she pulled off her gloves and put away her hat. Why is she wearing gloves and a hat? Is it Corona times? No. In London, when people go out, they wear a hat and gloves. That's the usual thing. They don't have masks like now. They have to wear masks also, but having gloves because it's cold. Yes, because of the cold weather, when they go out, they have to protect their hands, and they always have a hat. Women, men, all, even children. So, and when they come back in, the house is insulated, and so therefore they remove the hat and gloves. So the mother has just returned. Name of the mother is Teresa. It was a winter evening, and the shadows had lengthened all around the house. Means it was winter, and therefore it was shorter days. So suddenly it had become evening and the shadows had started falling. That means it had become night. But Enid had been so absorbed in reading that she had forgotten to lay the table for dinner. Now they have dinner. They don't have dinner at our time. Their dinner time is evening. That is like you have your tea, they have dinner at that time. And then when we have dinner at night before going to bed, they have a meal called supper. If you have read Enid Blyton's books, then you would know about this. Yes? Okay. So ever since all afternoon, after lunch, she has been reading, and then she hasn't even realized that it was evening, and so she has to. So she is one of the members of the house, so all children will have to take responsibility and do some work. I hope all of you are doing some work on a regular basis and not waiting for your mother to tell you to do this and that. No? Good. But Enid had been so absorbed in reading that she had forgotten to lay the table for dinner, or put away the laundry, or even light any lamps other than the one she was reading by. So these were the chores, CHORES, not the chore police chores. It is the chores, means the work that she has to do. She has been assigned certain duties, the household chores, and she had not done even one of them because she was deeply engrossed in the books. See, since she is an author, she has to be well read. See, unless you download something, you cannot upload, isn't it? You need to first understand, that is downloading. When she was reading something, that is downloading, and then she gives some kind of result. Teresa's mouth tightened in disapproval of her daughter. Now her mother was very upset. You know how mothers are. Yes. So when they start, there's no end. Enid was the eldest of her 3 children, so she was expected to do more work, and she was expected to be more responsible. Jumping up at the sound of her mother's voice, Enid said, "Heavens, are you back? Is it time for dinner? I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was late. Hanley, Carrie have hardly made a sound." Both of them. So who are those? Hanley and Carrie means her brother and sister. They have hardly made any sound. They were so quiet. So I didn't even realize. Fat chance of you even noticing if they had, said her mother grimly, continuing to look disapprovingly at her daughter. What do you mean by disapprovingly? Like this. Whom she considered too much of a bookworm and not enough of a help in housekeeping. See, her mother has to do all the work all by herself, because in London, in the West, people do not have maid servants like in lockdown days. Everything is matching with lockdown, isn't it? So you can relate to it very, very well now. Like mothers are all there, all the housework has come on to your mummies. But I'm sure daddies are also helping your mummies. You must be seeing your fathers in a new role at home, isn't it? Yes, my son and my husband, they are doing lots of work at home. Yeah, you should also. And if your father's not doing it, you must tell him to do. Poor mummy, how much she will do, isn't it? How much can she do? So she says, fat chance of you even noticing. You were so engrossed in the book. So fat chance means no chance. Okay. And bookworm. And so she always had this complaint that her daughter was always a bookworm, and she loved reading books, and the people who like to read books are called bookworms. Okay. Enid was already rushing about trying to make up for lost time, doing the things she had been meant to do. But she was a dutiful daughter. Suddenly she got lost and she got carried away. That happens, isn't it? When you're reading something very interesting and you don't want to let it go. And you feel, okay, one page more. And then you don't even realize that 1 hour has gone by. Fine. So Enid was already rushing about trying to make up for the lost time. And if she noticed the strongly disapproving tone of her mother, she tried not to let it get her down. So sometimes you'll have to ignore certain things. So you may not like certain things, like your mother when she is very angry with you. If you start feeling bad about it, then you won't feel good, isn't it? You won't feel like doing any work. You won't like to listen to her. But then you'll have to take it with a pinch of salt. Mummy, I've done something wrong. So obviously mummy will scold me. So it's okay. Just don't let it be. And it was also the same way. So she said, if she noticed the strongly disapproving tone of her mother, she tried not to let it get her down. She'll calm down, and it was thinking. And it's not wrong for me to want to play or read or write tons and tons of stories if I want to. Now it comes. Papa understands and he says it's okay. So daddy's little girl has her papa's support. So she knows that she's only reading and it's nothing wrong in that. So what if I'm reading and if I spend all my time in this and I might get distracted because of it? And Papa knows that I love reading books and it's okay. So what mummy doesn't like it, it's okay. She'll calm down. She'll shout for a little while and after that she'll be okay. So she didn't let it touch her heart. Okay. This self-belief in the face of family disapproval was very necessary for a writer, for the development of a writer who went on to delight millions of readers with her real and heartwarming descriptions of childhood. Now this line, it says that if she had decided, oh, mummy is telling me to do the work, I shouldn't be reading so much. If she had stopped reading, would the world have got such a beautiful author? No. She might have let go of if she had let go of her passion of reading, writing stories, then we would have not seen a great author like Enid Blyton. Okay, so it was all because of her father. Fine, her father's support. If Enid had toed the line and done only the household chores, instead of living in her own fantasy world, fed by books, the world would have been much the poorer. Poorer by money, by books. Because the world is rich with the literature and the stories and the fantasies and the world of magic that she has created with her stories. I still have one copy of the book, The 5 Go Off for a Camp. That was my favorite. I used to love it. And Enid Blyton, because she did not take her mother's harsh words to heart, and she believed in herself, and she tried to understand that she had a call and she was meant to be an author, and she should not let it go no matter what. That conviction helped her to linger on as an author. Clear? So Enid Blyton was born on August 11, 1897 in a small flat above a shop in Lordship Lane, East Dulwich, London. Her parents were Thomas Carey and Teresa Blyton, and she was the first child. Her father worked for a cutlery firm. Cutlery means spoons and knives and forks, the one which you used to eat. Cutlery firm. He had grown up in Sheffield and had later moved to London. Though he had a mundane job, means a routine job, a job in the factory, he was a man of many interests who enjoyed reading and had developed many hobbies. There you are. So the father was a multifaceted person. He liked a lot of things like reading, traveling. So he inspired his daughter and he understood his daughter's passion for the same. Enid inherited his love of books and the outdoors. As a young girl, some of her most enjoyable moments were spent with her father walking for hours in the countryside. Now in the summer is a pleasant time for people in London. Why? Because it's not so cold. They can see the sun, otherwise they can hardly see the sun. And going for a lovely walk in the countryside was like a dream. And you can imagine the picturesque landscape, the beautiful countryside. She would walk, where he passed on to her his knowledge of nature and wildlife. So when father and daughter were walking, they would discuss about nature, they would talk about wildlife, they would talk about books beloved to them both. So they shared, I like this book, do you like that book, okay, what about that book, can you tell us the story of that? So they would discuss, such quality discussion they would have, okay, father and daughter. Compared to this, her relationship with her mother had always had an undercurrent of tension. She didn't get very well along with her mother because her mother always expected her to be more ladylike, which she wasn't. And so they used to get into a tiff. But daddy was special to her. She always liked being in the company of her daddy. Now I'm missing my daddy also. Really, I'm missing him now. I was his pet girl, isn't it? So we'll stop today. We will continue in the next class, the next portion. Again, I've divided this into 3 parts. We will do this lesson in 3 videos. Okay, must see the video. And then after the third assignment, third video, I will give you a practice question. Fine. So you must read up to this before I post the next video in the weekend. Okay. See. Bye bye. Stay safe.